Hello everyone, welcome back. I know I haven't posted in a couple of days. I've been posting a lot on Instagram and everything because I'm trying to get all my work out there. I'm going to put some menus up today. It's Horus AI 21 for my company. I need to figure out a way how to post like little short videos onto this channel, the Mr. Z channel for Instagram. Instagram still hasn't accepted links to YouTube stuff. Possibility that I might be able to do some AI. I can do the movie reviews because there's now some other stuff that's coming out that could be a possibility for my AI review, so I can get around copyright, which is exciting. Oscars announced that they're now accepting AI applications for AI videos, which is also good. So there's some possibility and excitement there. So today we are going to do a DeepSeek comparison. I did the whole series on the ChatGPT of like resumes and everything. My first video was a Manus review. I'm switched over to GenSpark. Manus, how do I put it? Due to certain circumstances, lots of people now are getting kicked out of the Discord. Lots of people are I giving them some suggestions, and then they're basically saying, "Oh no, Zarin, you're giving too much stuff and supposedly overstressed or something like that." But the whole point is to improve stuff, and then I switch over to GenSpark. It's a lot better. It can basically do pretty much everything that Manus does, basically with less credits. You just gotta know how to prompt properly, and that's kind of it. They don't need any high intensity mode or this or that. So I'm using the free version and I'm doing wonders with it. Not even trying to get trying to send them my stuff, so maybe they can do like a partnership with me. Again, Manus it's good, but as they say, they have some people who let's just say they have a lot of more average Joes than smart people, and then when smart people try to say stuff, they don't really like it and they try to get rid of some smart people. Again, with me, they kind of distance themselves with me. And there's another Google guy, same thing. Again, too many, like I keep on saying, it's the smart people that help promote these products, and obviously influencers. And when someone says something it's not good, then you know how it is nowadays, like it doesn't go so well. So they're trying to get rid of all the smart people, but that's the problem. And and plus as well, if you're not too sure, there was a Manus leak as well. Some person leaked the entire thing on there, and now people are making other Manuses, and it's not going to be good. But again, that's what happens when you cater to the average Joe instead of smart people. You start getting vulnerabilities and other stuff. Again, if you can leak an entire system file, what else can you find? But again, that's why GenSpark you can't do that, and other AI services you can't. But again, it's that's why I keep on saying, man. Like when you cater to average people, like these people they're getting rid of smart people, but yet they have all these people who barely know how to properly make something. Oh no, this isn't working. Like, no, just gotta be specific in everything. And no matter how many times you tell these people, they still don't know what to do. But yet, again, like the people who you cater to always reflects your product. But aside from that, hey, but aside from that, what can I do? If that is what it is, and I have other people who are interested in me now, so it's no big deal. So, as I say, there's other AI companies who love to talk to smart people and listen to them, and so that is what it is. I'm not bummed out. So, again, that's the great thing about being an influencer. And then obviously once you start growing, if you say your product is good, people will obviously get it. If you say your product is bad, people will drop it right away. So resume. So you're probably thinking, what is the difference between the ChatGPT and the DeepSeek. Okay, so first of all, paywall. For more advanced features and everything, so like if you want to use like other like more in detailed features, there's a paywall. DeepSeek, you don't do that. With the R1, as you can see here, DeepSeek R1 and search the web. Now they're starting to add a little bit more pro features. They're starting to go now more of the DeepSeek way, ChatGPT and everything, because the Chinese are kicking their butt, and they really are. So they said DeepSeek R1, and this straight up, if you want to search the web, you can do that too. Or the DeepSeek R1 is basically the, the Opus, a Claude version of Opus, or the, I guess, GPT Pro. It's, I forget, the 04, I forget, 04 full or something they want, whatever they call it. Like, again, I'm using so many AIs that like it's something, but yeah, the full version or something, or oh no, the 04 Pro, there you go, that's what it's called. And the same thing with Claude. Claude is a little bit more different. I haven't really messed around with resumes and everything, but it's more of a builder. But like the same thing, they're doing the paywall. But with the R2, they're adding more stuff. They're adding artifact systems so you can build stuff like Claude and everything. And it's all free with the R2. As I say, they're not doing anything with the paywall. You want to search the web. Obviously you have that feature already, but like there's certain features of searching the web that they now added, and like image generation. Now they're adding some more free stuff. Because again, R2 drops, that's it. They're going to be image generation and all this other stuff. Even Quen is battling out with DeepSeek right now, with all this free type of stuff, and they know that the Chinese are making all these, and people are buying into it because there's no paywall. They want to get as many users as possible, and once they get that cap, then they'll start charging. But by then, people are already pay because they're already used to the features. Yeah, you know what? I'll pay the extra whatever to continue using it because I already use it at free already. So, for example, here, can you please create me a professional resume, but as well add additional details, be super specific, detailed and enhancing the resume. So there you go. So obviously thought in 30 seconds. I'm just gonna see here. Okay, no problem. I'll be doing that. This is I'm going to use this type of font and everything. Obviously, you can do that kind of with GPT Pro and some other AIs, but not as detailed because it told you everything. There's no paywall. The premium features are free. That's it. You're good. So here's the big long text. So obviously, then it gives you the formatting. Obviously, Calibri or Times New Roman. Obviously, 12-point font. This much margin space. Obviously they have the colors and all this type of stuff. Okay, so the question is now city, state, phone number, email address, LinkedIn URL, what's your portfolio, Instagram, all this type of stuff. Because if you're like let's say you're like an AI artist or an AI expert or professional architect, like again, I do all this type of stuff. So yeah, or let's say you're a graphic designer or whatever, and then you have to put your LinkedIn, obviously your portfolio should be your Instagram, all that type of stuff. If you're a coder, you would have GitHub and all this other certain things. Examples, obviously highlight. Okay, so you need 3 or 4 lines highlighting your proposition, like why should they hire you, all this type of stuff. Examples, this is my title. I've done this for this amount of X years. Key skill 1, key skill 2, as you can see. I've done such and such success, and I achieved, cross-platformality from Instagram to X or X to YouTube. We started off with 300 followers. Now, due to increase in that, we have a 40% increase in certain followers from 300 now almost up to 1,000 or 3,000 people, for example. And then by that, I've also raised 2 million on projects on time, adapted industry tools. I'm certified in, ChatGPT, JavaScript, Ruby on Rails, etc. And then obviously to do some other stuff, this is the job description, and then obviously with your keywords. I was a project manager. I've done PMP, SQL, C++, as you can see there. Python, and then with my CRM, I use Salesforce to find people, track leads, MailChimp, all that type of stuff. And then I forecasted 10 plus million portfolios, and then my optimization, I use this to get 15 plus direct reports. My professional experience is, for example, as you can see there, senior job title, senior executive at, let's say, Houston, Texas. Month, year 2020 to 2025. Cost reduction, spearheaded engineering. I re-engineered certain programs, a waste program to make it more efficient, and obviously saving 20% on savings, 1.5 million annually. Launched another product, generating an additional 4.2 million in Q1, and increased market share by 18%. Leadership, I manage a team of 12 developers, designers, improved efficiency by 30%. With workflow optimization, retain 95% of key accounts. You get the idea. Previous job title was obviously executive. So obviously I was a senior manager from 2018 to, let's say, for example, another example. So such and such was that from 2018 to now, let's say a little before 2013 to 2018. Project delivery, I was a project delivery person, lead and execution. The project name was Project Alpha, for example, or Project Aries, or all these fancy names that they like to give all these projects. And completing it in 3 weeks ahead of schedule, and the budget was $750,000. Automated monthly reports using Power BI, reducing manual effort by 25 hours a month. My education is, I have a bachelor in science. I went to Yale University from 1999 to, 2004. I don't know. Again, university degrees are out the window. No one needs one nowadays. For like AI, as they say. If you want to watch an interesting video, and I'll find it up here. So one of the executives at Google was saying that the majority of code that Google and everything generates, so obviously the search engine, YouTube, all that type of stuff, around 40% of the code is generated by AI. So kind of useless for the degree, but I'll show it to you. Oh yeah, here it is, off The Verge. So right here off The Verge, more than a quarter of new code at Google is generated by AI. Voila. So if anyone wants to read this, just type this in, what I typed in. This is the first article that'll pop up. But if basically, as it basically says, CEO Sundar Pichai says in a statement in cloud, obviously our AI solutions are helping everything, and obviously a big percentage of it is made by AI. So if you want to search up that interview, you can, but here's the article just giving the highlights of such and such interview. So there you go. So do you need a degree? No. All you gotta go is on YouTube and then just type in ChatGPT, how to curate such and such. I have guides on it. There's other people too, and basically they all explain, saying this is what you do. You go into ChatGPT, you go into DeepSeek, you go into whatever, such and such AI, type this in, and then it will formulate the code for you, maybe HTML, CSS, HTML5, because it's a lot better, it's a lot more structured, I think, and CSS3. Ruby on Rails is another one, but Ruby on Rails, what I'm looking at is more for like mobile development to a certain degree. For all you mobile app developers out there. But yeah, so like, even now you can just go on YouTube and then so there's some other people who I like to follow. There is a lot of other people. There's webmasters, they do AI stuff. There is that's one person, and then there's a couple of other people. And or if you want to go understand the product more, you can just go to, like, let's say for example Gamma. That's another website building application. You can just go type in Gamma, and then they'll take you directly to their YouTube, and then they have videos on how to use Gamma and everything. And it's just straight off the YouTube. Or if you want to read an article, you can go to their website or go to their X or whatever it could be. But like, it's there. Like, you don't have to go to a university, so that's out the window right there. So certification and training, I have SAP, Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics programming. You could easily learn Python off YouTube, not that hard. Or what you can do is, like, you can code certain things, and in like DeepSeek and everything, the Python code will generate. If it's not right, you can just say, ensure, can you please ensure that all this is error free, glitch free, and bug free, and then it'll just do the code for you. And then it'll just, like, instead of you manually doing it, it'll just generate it. There you go, simple. Power BI, languages. This was for a family friend. He's fluent in Spanish, and I think he's conversational in English, but obviously, I don't know why it says Mandarin, but again, the times are changing. Maybe that's a sign about Mandarin. You should learn it, sort of, maybe. So obviously projects, so customer service, segmentation tool. That's actually kind of funny, because I actually did make a customer service bot the other day off of Claude. Developed the machine learning Python to learn Python and Ciclet. I'm probably butchering the name. Ciclet, I guess, to segment 50K customers, boosting a campaign return on investments by 35%, collaborated with market teams to integrate insights into HubSpot. HubSpot's another one. I'm so surprised it's still around. Workflows, supply chain. So analyze 15 million logistics spend or budget. Identify 12% cost saving opportunity via route optimization. So he optimized it with the route. I want route optimization. I want to ensure that such and such. You would just prompt it, and then it would give you a list of stuff. This is what you need to save. This is the route optimization based on the prompt and everything. It highlights this. You get the idea. It highlights all those stuff. This is what you need to save. This is what you need to cost down. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. All that type of stuff. And then volunteer experience. Board member at a nonprofit. Nonprofits, yeah. Just like how all those nonprofits, air quotes on that. You know what I mean, people. And then additional tips to enhance your resume, tailored for ATS, minor keywords, stakeholder engagement, number master, quantify achievements, obviously things, the other type of stuff right there. And then it highlights it for you. And then I wanted to maybe enhance it a little bit. Now let's say you want to, now that's more of a general one. Now let's say you want to enhance it a little bit more, and now do this tailor specific. Now tech, finance, and logistics was kind of my thing. But now let's say you're an artist. Let's say you're a graphic designer. I want to be tailored for more graphic design or web development or whatever. You can just type that in too, and then it'll just give you like a list. So professional experience. Tech example, senior software engineer at Microsoft, for example, from 2000 to 2013, hypothetical example. Month, year, present, system optimization, redesign back architecture of SaaS platform using Kubernetes, reducing server downtime by 30% and saving $500,000. Product launch in this, obviously it's 1 million revenue, agile leadership, manage 10-person cross-functionality. You get the idea. Financial analyst at JP Morgan Bank or Bank of America. city state, Tampa, Florida. Cost savings: identified insufficiencies in corporate tax structures, restructuring 10 million plus portfolio, and an additional 20% on YOY reduction, risk mitigation, develop Monte Carlo simulation models in Python to forecast market volatility, reducing investment portfolio risk by 35%. That actually is possible. I'm actually working on something that can actually do that. Report optimization, streamline monthly financial reporting using Power BI. Power BI is okay compared to like other models, and it's kind of outdated, but still. Cutting manual data entry by 80%, and then compliance ensured 100% adherence to SEC and GAAP regulations, audits avoiding 1.2 million in potential penalties. As they say, poor people pay taxes, rich people don't. So, again, supply chain manager at Walmart. For example, from 2013 to 2020. Cost reductions, negotiated contracts with 20 global vendors. Again, these are just examples for people to get an idea. Negotiated contracts with 20 plus global vendors, reducing freight costs by 50% and 1.8 annual savings. Inventory optimization implemented just in time. Inventory systems increasing warehouse cost by 30% and stock cost by 50%. So obviously they made logistical software. I actually have something similar for restaurants that I made, just a prototype, but it kind of works the same thing. It organizes all the stock. This is what's in, this is what's out, this is what you need, this is what we're under budget on, this is what you're over budget on, reduce this, put the money into here, all that type of stuff. Sustainability. And then obviously now we have, for example, AI fraud system detection, fintech, built a multilingual machine learning model on Python and TensorFlow. TensorFlow isn't too bad. I need to maybe experiment with a little bit more. Python is Python. To detect fraudulent transactions real time, reducing false positives by 45%. You get the idea. Technical skills, Python, Pandamus, SQL, Amazon Web Service, Docker. I'm actually need to experiment with Docker a little bit more. Bloomberg, Terminal, QuickBooks, Excel, VBA, Power BI, etc. You get the idea. This is just like a hypothetical thing. Tech reduced latency downtime, user growth, adoption rates, cost savings for finance, risk reduction, logistics, freight cost reduction. Again, get the idea. Final tips for industry-specific resumes. For tech, highlight scalability, innovation, and technical tools. Finance, focus on ROI, risk management, and regulatory compliance. And obviously logistics, emphasize cost optimization, supply chain resilience, and sustainability. So pretty much the whole point is that based on what you want, this is just an example. I use these type of scenarios because I'm more familiar with them. But now let's say you're in medicine, for example. I actually have one for the template for aesthetics and everything with ChatGPT. I will be doing another one later on, doing comparisons. But like, the whole point is that if you want to optimize your resume, maybe medical, aesthetics, maybe whatever industry, just do this, use these tips, use the prompts, be specific as possible, and that's it. And then it'll just give you this. And then all you got to do is what you do is, okay, now let's say you already have a resume already and you want to fix it. Can you please fix this but add extra things and then try to restructure it? Or if you don't want to do that, you can just make a brand new resume just like this, and then add your experience from your previous resume, copy certain things, and then it'll like structure it a lot better. So again, that is the DeepSeek R1 version of it. Thanks for everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, Mr. Z out.